Oh man, I can't believe I'm actually saying this. This is crazy. Okay, all right. Product provided by Kyle Thompson and Top Hat Studios. All opinions are mine and mine alone. Hey everyone, GScotty here. In this series, I try to get an hour of gameplay for every dollar spent on a certain game. So, with that in mind, is Crypt Custodian worth $1 an hour? Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and let's check it out. I just want to take a quick second to say, holy cow! The fact that I was so fortunate and blessed to have gotten a review copy of a video game is just, it's unreal to me. Like, I still can't believe that this is actually happening. Thank you so much to Kyle Thompson and Top Hat Studios for this opportunity. I really genuinely appreciate it. And thank you to every subscriber and every member. 5 years ago, when I started making YouTube videos on this channel, I never in a million years thought that something like this would happen. You put food on my family's table and hope in my heart. Thank you so much. Now, rest assured, dear viewer, I would not have agreed to reviewing this game if it meant that I had to say something I didn't actually think or agree with. I know a few companies will have you say certain things to make their product seem better, shinier, you know? I'm not about that life. You deserve better. If I'm reviewing a game that has been given to me by the developers or publishers, just know, if I've made a video about it, I'm allowed to speak freely on said game. You've come here for an honest look into a potential product of your own, and I promise that I will give you just that. With all of that out of the way, it's time to talk about a dorky little cat. Crypt Custodian is an adventure-action Metroidvania developed by Kyle Thompson, who also created the games Islets and Sheepo. This game was published by Top Hat Studios on August 27th, 2024, and it sells for $20 US. A mischievous and adorable cat named Pluto has just passed away and awakened in the mystical afterlife. Unfortunately, after a rather, admittedly hilarious, yet catastrophic meeting with the guardian of the afterlife, Pluto was denied a peaceful rest, and instead sentenced to clean up the afterworld as its newest janitor, from now till the end of time. Dang cats, am I right? Right away, the narrative of this game had me hooked. Getting ripped from a peaceful life, and then getting ripped from a promise of a luscious and comfortable afterlife, all to wander as a janitor, is just such a wacky yet interesting premise to me. Everything about the story is fun, yet easy to follow, and is delivered to the player with clever, witty, and surprisingly heartfelt dialogue. I applaud anyone who's able to master any of those three types of writing, but to have all three in the same place, often occurring at the same time? It's genuinely a treat. Now, a video game can't live off of good dialogue alone. I mean, unless you're a visual novel or whatever, that's not the point. Crypt Custodian, like I said before, is a Metroidvania. The whole point of these games is for you to explore a non-linear world, getting stopped by an obstacle, traveling back, finding a power-up or an item that will help you pass said obstacle, go back, pass the obstacle, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, and rinse and repeat some more. If designed poorly, either in progression or exploration, Metroidvanias can suffer drastically, ending up a grating grindfest rather than an adventure you're happily addicted to. So what camp does Crypt Custodian fall into? In terms of progression and exploration, honestly, I'd say the game excels. The rewards were exciting, the traversal and combat felt forgiving yet challenging at the same time. It's very rare that a Metroidvania clicks with me, if I'm being honest, and I was pleasantly surprised with how hooked I became. I found myself coming back to my computer even after I was done working, not because I needed to put extra hours into the game, but because I wanted to keep exploring and, finding lost kittens, finding unique power-ups, and I loved fighting the awesome bosses. I would almost be giddy when a roadblock came my way, because it just meant that I got to go off the beaten path to find something I must have missed. The world is way bigger than I had initially anticipated, and it was crammed with fun puzzles to solve, tough enemies to fight, and clever platforming that kept me on my toes. And my goodness gracious, this scenery is beautiful. There are 12 different biomes to explore, and each one is so unique from one another. I never got tired of the beautiful, almost picture book-esque design of the landscape and the characters. And can I just say, these characters are absolutely phenomenal. I couldn't tell you how many times I would be laughing at their obscurity, only to be crushed when I learned more about their mortal lives, their desires, and how they all met the end of their mortality. They all had stories to tell, and better yet, their stories seemed to only be getting started when you met them. And then there's the soundtrack. Oh, baby. If you know me, I love to point out a good soundtrack when I hear one. And Crypt Custodian's soundtrack is nothing short of captivating. Created by Eric Thompson, the score aims to create a unique atmosphere that complements the rest of the bold flavors presented by the game. I once found myself just looking at the game. I wasn't moving, I wasn't trying to think about anything, which, is insane for me, having ADHD and everything. Normally I'm thinking about something, but no, I was just taken over by the transcendent experience of listening to this nigh euphoric music. I actually started crying. I mean, that isn't all that hard to do. I'm very emotional, to be fair, but the score just touched my soul in a way that I won't soon forget. It was beautiful. Now, fair warning, I'm briefly going to be talking about an in-game mechanic. I won't be spoiling any narratives or locations, nothing like that. But I figured I would give you a fair warning if you want to go into the game completely blind. I'd skip to this timestamp if you don't want to hear it or, any other potential spoilers. Okay? Cool. I remember nearing the end of my journey, and I couldn't help but feel crestfallen. I was about 16 hours in, and I just wanted more. Not because the game was lacking, far from it. This game is jam-packed with great content. But I had fallen head over heels for this game, this experience. I just wanted to keep going. And then the game closed beautifully. Oh, and then it slapped me with a new game mode that basically made the game a randomizer. Yeah, it's no big deal. Holy butts! This made me so happy. I could discover the afterworld all over again. Not only that, though, I could also perfect my combat skills with the game's boss rush mode. Golly, this game went from a truly unforgettable experience to a masterpiece that just kept on giving. Welcome to a new segment I'd like to call Lessons Learned, where I talk to you about the lessons I'd learned. In all seriousness, I wanted to add a little bit of a personal touch to my reviews. I believe that we can find a personal message within any experience, including playing video games. With that being said, what did Crypt Custodian teach me? I'm not gonna lie, y'all. The past few weeks, months rather, they've been pretty hard on me. Something that really hurt me the most, though, I lost someone who was dear to my heart. My grandma, who was one of the best examples of unconditional love and acceptance that I knew. She was a rock star, and to say that I loved her it doesn't even cover just how much she meant to me. When she passed away, I felt a tremendous hole in my heart open wide. There was just so much left unsaid. I didn't even get to tell her the news that I was going to be a dad. It's been a while since the day my grandma died. Even though I personally have faith in an afterlife, I don't think that gaping wound in my heart that she left behind ever really healed. Fast forward to the present day, when I was given this opportunity to play Crypt Custodian, I didn't really understand too much of what the game had in store for me. When the animals started to plot to raid the palace and find the mirror that would allow them to secretly visit their loved ones back home, I could feel my heart slowly begin to fill, even if it was just a little bit. These animals wanted to see their loved ones again, and they were willing to rampage through paradise to make it happen. Crypt Custodian taught me, personally, that even if we've lost someone that we love, the love they have for us isn't lost. No matter what you believe, be it life after death or the memories we make with the dead are their afterlives, one thing will always be consistent. They love us. Not just they loved us, past tense, but they love us. Just because they're not in this mortal plane anymore doesn't mean that their love will ever fade. I will always miss my grandmother, but I know without a shadow of a doubt that she did and continues to love me. I love you, Nana, and I hope that I'm making you proud. Thanks for loving me. Crypt Custodian isn't just a game. It's a whole experience that permeates your soul, giving you a chance to wonder, to laugh, to cry, to heal. I never would have thought before picking it up that a game about a silly cat with a broom trying to make friends in the afterlife would be more than just a fun experience. Personally, it was illuminating, and it created a new standard for me personally when it comes to atmospheric video games. The traversal is fun, the action is fast-paced with a perfect amount of challenge, and the story is so heartwarming. I've played a lot of video games, but so few have been able to touch me in such a way. I've fallen in love with this world and this story. If this game doesn't at least get nominated for Indie Game of the Year at the Game Awards, I think that would be a great disservice to the community of gamers as a whole. Kyle Thompson, if you're watching, goodness gracious, hi, hello. But if you really are watching, you've made one of the greatest games I've personally ever played. I can't thank you enough for the amount of passion and hard work you've put into this game. To you, dear viewer, please, 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 please do yourself a favor. Go onto your favorite console or computer, buy this game, and get ready to be embraced. Who knows what this little cat's adventure will do for you? I, for one, cannot wait to experience it all over again. So, what's the final verdict? Is Crypt Custodian worth $1 an hour? Yes. And give me DLC. A massive thank you to all of you who are members of the channel, especially the biggest patrons of the month, my pal Johnny Appleseed and Telemachus826. If you want to support the channel and gain access to cool perks like exclusive videos, stream VODs, and more, click the join button to learn how. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Bye-bye.